Thanks so much for visiting Tina Butty on YouTube. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello and welcome to the Tina Butty podcast. I'm Dominic.
And I'm Erica.
Today's episode we're going to be talking about British reality TV.
Yes.
Mainly the dating shows.
Yes. Mainly because while we've had COVID over the last couple of weeks,
yes.
We've been binging these shows.
We had COVID, so we just laid in bed watching these shows on, the all 4OD? No, it's not 4OD anymore. It's all 4 or something, the demand.
Yes.
The iPlayer.
So
thing.
While this podcast is not sponsored, we do need to give Surfshark a big shout out.
Yeah, thank you, Surfshark.
Yeah.
For the VPN-ness.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know what
provided.
So if you guys don't know what Surfshark is, it's a VPN network which basically fools your internet provider.
It
fools the internet.
It fools the people, like, if you want to watch the BBC, if you want to watch something that's geo-blocked in another country.
Yeah.
So, like, any British TV,
mm-hmm.
It fools it into thinking you're in the UK by giving it a UK IP address.
Yeah.
Basically making it look like you're watching it inside the UK.
Yeah.
So
you guys know if you've ever tried to click on a video that's coming from another country and it says
not available in your country, yeah.
Yeah. This tricks it into thinking that you're in that same country so that you can watch it.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've been watching Channel 4 on it's just their website, 4OD.
4OD, 4 on demand. That's what it was, yeah.
Okay. I wonder what the OD is for.
Yeah, and they have all pretty much, they've kind of monopolized British reality TV, especially the dating genre.
Yeah.
You've got things like Made in Chelsea's on there, Dating in the Dark, Naked Attraction, First Dates, Celebs Go Dating.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff, but I think, weren't you saying, it's like, oh no, all this reality TV, this is Britain's fault.
Yeah.
Britain invented it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, did we?
Well, I mean, because in a separate podcast that we did eons ago, if you guys have been listening to us for a while, you may remember, we looked up shows that I think were redone over here that originated as British shows.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And most of the reality
TV genre.
Yeah, well, when I say reality, I don't mean like the Housewives type of things, but the reality competition shows.
Oh, like Pop Stars and X Factor and all that.
Yeah, I mean, way more than you would ever think. They're all originated in Britain.
Well, I remember Pop Stars coming out in the late 90s, maybe very, very early 2000s.
Yeah, it came out over here too, actually. We had a season of Pop Stars before American Idol started.
Yeah. Oh no, Pop Stars, Pop Idol maybe it was. Yeah, because it was Pop Stars and Pop Idol.
Oh, yeah.
Pop Stars is where they got like a couple of bands.
They made a band.
Yeah. Then
I think
Pop Idol was just one guy.
I think that Pop Stars thing was a Simon Cowell.
Yeah, it was Simon Fuller,
also.
Simon Cowell, one of them.
Yeah.
Then the X Factor came, then Britain's Got Talent and all this kind of stuff started happening, all these like big things. But then the reality TV
but
genres...
even Dancing with the Stars and all of that came from Britain as well.
That's I guess so. I guess it's been kind of going on for a long time.
If you guys want to know exactly which shows, just Google it, because Wikipedia's got a whole article about it where it lists like all the different shows that originated in Britain. It's really surprising, actually, because you would think that this kind of trash television would have come from America.
You'd assume that, but no, it's definitely Britain.
Yeah,
it's definitely Britain, because if you think about it, like, it only really exploded in like the late 90s, very early 2000s. A Big Brother. I don't know if Big Brother was invented by the UK.
I don't know, yeah.
But that was a big thing as well. Big Brother was another reality. And I was just like, I remember being mildly fascinated with series 2 of it, and then nothing,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that might have been invented in like the Netherlands or something like that. It was TV from somewhere else, I think, and then the UK just
I think
adapted
we
it.
invented I say we, the guy who created it, I think is Australian.
Survivor.
Yeah, Mark Burnett.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
He may be British. I don't remember, but I think it was invented over here. But then I think you guys basically did a spin on that, and that became I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I think
that was a British show originally, yeah. And I think we've had some seasons of that, possibly, but I'm not sure if we have. It's actually
massive in Britain. It's going into another season next year,
Yeah.
And it's like where they find all these people to be on it, right? Because when it first started, they had it was like has-been celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
They were famous at one point, but now they're not so famous. But they need the money.
Yeah.
So they all went into the jungle and just did bush tucker trials and everything was filmed, and they were in a camp and everything in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first winner of it was Tony Blackburn, who I think he's dead now. He was that was back in 2002. He was an old BBC radio DJ who was quite famous in the 70s and 80s.
Mm.
And then as time went on, it started becoming like reality TV stars started competing in
They
it.
were the only celebrities that were interested.
Yeah, and I mean, they try and entice people who were like, news presenters from the early 90s and stuff like that, like who were quite well, because I remember seeing some, oh God, what happened to her?
Yeah.
Or what happened to him? I was like, oh, I didn't even know he was still alive, But yeah, no, it's still going. And I think that because of COVID and everything, they did a socially distanced one.
Oh yeah.
Or was it socially distant? Whatever it was. It was in a castle in Wales this year instead of going to Australia because of the travel restrictions.
Right.
Not socially distancing, I guess, but yeah. Well.
There's way socially distanced.
Yes. They were in some sort of castle in Wales for this last series anyway, but yeah. And, well, Jersey Shore, MTV are in the UK now too. They got a channel.
So what is it? MTV International or MTV UK?
MTV International, I guess it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they have they ripped off the Jersey Shore with the Geordie Shore.
Yeah.
And had a
Geordie Shore, just for Americans who have no idea what Geordie means.
Someone from Newcastle or the northeastern area.
Right. Okay. Why do they call them Geordies, by the way?
Something I'll have to look up.
Someone let us know if you happen to know
why they're called Geordies.
Why people from Newcastle are called Geordies.
But yeah, like that took off, and they had Tattooed and all that kind of stuff. These tattoo shows and reality shows, and that's where that Stephen Bear came from.
Okay, so which brings us back to this podcast.
Yes.
The idea for this podcast came about because I was watching a YouTuber that I watch not that long ago, and she mentioned something about binging all of the celebs go dating, and when I want like trash TV,
and Erica wants trash TV,
like non-scripted shows, like something just mindless to watch. I do enjoy the dating shows, just like basically any dating show. I just find them funny. I don't know why.
They make them for you.
I always used to watch Blind Date, like when I was a that was an
ITV show. Cilla Black was presenting
Roger
it.
Lodge hosted it over here. I think it came on the WB channel when I was like a teenager. Late at night it would come on. I enjoyed that, before that I would enjoy reruns of, what is it, the dating game? Dating game over here, which I think came out in like the 70s or something. Yeah.
Something, I mean, I vaguely remember something like that. But Blind Date I grew up with as a kid because, and I mean, that was kind of trash TV for ITV, but not as trashy as it is today, They get away with more now. And it's because it's Channel 4.
Yeah. Channel
4 have kind of monopolised all that kind of stuff. They've become like the tabloid television, if you want to call it, you know?
They show a lot of American television on Channel
That's
4
when
too,
when they
don't
started up. That's pretty much all they showed was like
Yeah.
American shows, and that's how. That's pretty much. You've got Channel 4 to thank for the influence of American culture on Britain.
Yeah.
Because they showed all of like the American football and Cheers and Friends and you know, all the shows, Hill Street Blues, you know.
So this YouTuber is British, obviously, so I had no idea what Celebs Go Dating was, but I looked it up, and and it's a dating show.
Turned on the VPN,
with
looked it up.
basically reality with reality show contestants, basically.
They're celebrity, you know, people.
Yeah,
you know, they're celebrities in the way that, you know, they're not big names.
and
you
I
know?
guess it's like 8th or 9th season, but I mean
Yeah.
I just started from the beginning. I was like, look, I'm stuck at home, I'm in bed, I'm tired, like I don't have the energy to get up and do anything, so let me just start watching this.
I think it started in like 2016 maybe or something. Celebs Go Dating.
Yeah.
So it's only 4 or 5 years old now.
Yeah, but obviously they do like a couple seasons a year.
Because they're cheap. I mean, that's the thing with reality TV. It's like, oh wow, this is really cheap to make, and we don't really have to pay them that much.
We don't have to pay writers or anything.
Yeah.
They just kind of like someone who organizes.
They call it structured reality TV now.
Yeah.
Because there's so many complaints about this is not reality. You've staged it for the cameras, and you know, and you know, so it's like
What was it? What was it that I turned on? The Only Way is Essex, wasn't it? And
The Only Way is Essex.
At the beginning of it, they had this little disclaimer that was like, while these people are not actors and you are watching their actual real life, some of the situations have been dramatized, arranged for your entertainment or whatever.
Yeah,
so.
no, because there's a commission in Britain called Ofcom, and it's like Ofsted. It's kind of like a watchdog,
okay,
for the broadcasters to make sure they're doing things properly.
Yeah,
you know, and you know, make sure things are as they seem and whatever, you know.
Yeah, and
so
like
I'm a celebrity. All this Ofcom have been so inundated with complaints because you know British people love to complain. So, like, you know, I'm a celebrity, The Only Way is Essex, you know, First Dates, all this kind of stuff. They've all been like, oh, I don't like seeing that on my TV. I think Mary Whitehouse and all that kind of stuff kind of set it all up.
Yeah.
And so it was just a watchdog just to make sure the broadcaster wasn't doing anything, you know, like, oh, you're showing this on TV, there could be kids awake because of the watershed and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a Celebrity gets, like, a load of complaints for, like, them eating, like, live animals and stuff on TV and all that kind of stuff.
But I thought it was interesting for them to say, you know, these people are not actors and most of the situations are like real, but because they
don't do that over here though. No. They do not tell the viewer, oh, this is a, you know, because, you know, like porn stars and all that kind of stuff.
This is a reenactment of something that maybe happened off camera and they were like, oh, do it again on, you know, we weren't filming when that
Housewives
happened.
Or whatever. Yeah, we weren't filming it, so let's recreate it for the cameras.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't say that over here. They don't, you know, because it's like, oh, what? So this isn't real?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This isn't actually happening. But in Britain it's like, oh, this is just a story that happened weeks ago, but you weren't here for it. Yeah. So they rearrange it.
I mean, fair enough. I think that the housewives, for instance, over here, I think that because a lot of them are like actresses, like fringe actresses, you know, especially
they want to be actresses.
Especially in like the Beverly Hills ones and stuff like that. You know, they do have some acting jobs to their name, you know, credits to their name.
Yeah.
But I think that they have been on the show so long, or like the show has advised them, if you want to have a conversation and you think it's going to be something that's going to be good for the show, do not have it until we've got the cameras there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't call them, don't have the fight on the phone, you know, unless we're filming. Don't, you know, arrange to meet up with them. You found out this bit of news or whatever. Arrange to meet up with them when we have the cameras rolling.
Yeah.
And I think that they do that a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that still basically makes it not real, because it's not like...
Yeah, it's kind of like in a controlled environment, really, you know, it's like it's not actually happening. It's not like, oh, you know, whatever's found out about that guy or whatever, like, you know, it's just like, yeah, I mean, some of it seems very staged. They also edit a lot.
Yeah.
They edit it to look like that, and, you know, they've obviously got, like,
they'll use a bit of dialogue that somebody said and
repeat it
to make it seem like the person's crazy, you know, like, oh, they're just saying this a billion times, you know. Years ago, there was this show on MTV called The Hills.
The Hills are alive!
And actually, you guys, one of the girls, if anybody used to watch that show, The Hills, one of the girls, Stephanie Pratt, who was the sister of one of the villains on that show, Spencer Pratt.
It was her brother.
She was on the first season, I think, of Celebs Go Dating.
Season? Yeah, it was the first season.
Yeah, so we'll get back to Celebs Go Dating in a second, but if you guys watch The Hills, you know that they came out like a couple years after the show ended, saying that, oh yeah, it wasn't actually a reality show, like most of it was scripted. And I don't know to what extent, but yeah, people were really annoyed about that, because they thought, oh, we're watching these like rich high school kids and their drama or whatever, but really two of the people that were supposedly dating in the show were not even really dating in real life. Well,
as you said, it's like it's replacing soap operas.
Yeah, yes.
But still, soap operas are still... Oh, I watched Coronation Street tonight, you know.
In Britain.
Yeah, I watched Coronation Street.
Several of them have gone off the air over here.
Yeah, I mean, and Coronation Street, longest running soap opera in the world now.
Yeah.
Because I think As the World Turns disappeared a few years back. So I think it last year just ended its 60th year of production. Yeah. And, you know, that's crazy for a soap opera. You know? Considering reality TV, and considering that's where Britain started its reality TV, you know. Yeah. So stuff like Made in Chelsea and The Only Way is Essex, even though it's structured, it's still kind of a soap opera, isn't it, you know? Yeah.
So to get back to Celebs Go Dating, we watched the first series, or I think I watched most of that one by myself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then you wrote me in on it.
How much you watched.
Oh, I think I was like 2 episodes from the end.
You could hear it, I think, because you were in the room with me, so he could hear it, you know, because I didn't have it.
And you were just going, oh, this guy, or you know.
Yes. One of the stars of the first season of Celebs Go Dating was this guy who apparently is very popular in British reality television, named Joey Essex.
Joey Essex.
From a show called The Only Way is Essex, or I think they call
That's
it
actually
Towie.
his name as well, Joey Essex, you know.
Which I didn't think. I think I had heard of him before. I had heard, like, just maybe something online.
I'd heard of him before with the Educating Joey Essex thing, and I'd heard people kind of deriding him and stuff, you know, going, oh, that Joey Essex.
Yeah, and I thought Joey Essex was, like, his stage name.
Yeah,
it
does, because it does sound like a stage name, because Essex, because, you know, he's on The Only Way is Essex. Essex is a county in Britain, and his last name is actually Essex, and it's not a state, it's not like something that, I mean, obviously at some point back in the day someone created that surname, you know, but it's like that is actually
it goes back, doesn't it? Because it was, I'm sure one of
the two dating people on there, you know, the hosts
yeah,
Nadia and Eden. Nadia Essex is her name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. It was just Nadia and Eden.
Yeah, I don't think they ever mentioned their last name.
But she's not related to Joey.
Yeah. So I had heard of this Joey Essex before, and I even knew enough. I mean, I didn't know anything about him, but I knew enough that I thought, oh, he's somebody that in Britain they make fun of because he's a bit thick, as they would say.
He's a reality, and also because he's a reality TV star, they make fun of them all. Yeah, but they're raking it in.
He's one of these like yo, like.
My name is Joe. Yes.
But it turns out, you guys, and I don't know if I should be embarrassed saying this or not, but I freaking love him. I am absolutely obsessed. I'm like totally a Joey Essex fangirl now. Like, he is so cute. I mean, he's a good looking guy in the first place, but his personality is just so, like, I don't know, genuine. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't seem
That's
like
why
one of
the
these
public
really...
took to him, I think. Is
Yeah.
because it's like, it's not, you know, oh, it's not an act. He really doesn't know how to tell the time.
Yeah.
He really doesn't know where
how to tie his shoelaces.
Worcestershire is. You know, he
Yeah.
really doesn't know where Devon is.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah.
He really doesn't know how to tie shoelaces. You know, it's like he really is that, like,
And obviously
simple
these are
in that way.
things to not be celebrated, obviously, because, you know, a grown adult should know things, but you can tell the more you watch him and the more you sort of, and plus I've been obsessing, so I've been looking up interviews and stuff on YouTube, but you can tell he had some sort of learning disability growing up that was never, like, resolved. He was never
ADHD
helped.
maybe, or something,
Something. Just whatever, you know.
Because he said he couldn't focus in class and stuff, you know. In school he could never focus. People were like, Joey, look over here.
Well, his mother apparently committed suicide when he was a kid. Like, he was
terrible,
10 or something. Yeah, terrible. And I guess, you know, that aided in his, like, just being distracted in school and not, you know. And he said people would be, like, sitting next to him. He would have to have a teacher sitting next to him going, look up this, you know, at the chalkboard or whatever, you know. Yeah. Constantly.
I can imagine exactly what he's like, because he's, like, only 4 years younger than me. So I can imagine exactly what he was like in school. Yeah. And it's like, if this hadn't happened for him, you know. Yeah. You know. Yeah. Yeah, and the more I saw that, okay, it's like, yeah, he had a problem that was never really addressed very well in school. Like, he wasn't helped. He wasn't helped with this issue. He was a joker, and
then you kind of feel like, okay, this is not his fault, really. You know, he needs help, and he seems very open to, like, learning things. He likes educate all the women that he wanted to go out with on the show. He was like, oh, is she clever? You know, like, he wanted to be with someone clever. Yeah, she's
a salt.
Yes,
salty potato.
But he's got all these crazy, like, I guess,
Joeyisms.
Slang. Yeah,
because he kind of makes them up.
Yeah.
I mean, a sort is kind of like what they say in Essex about an attractive person. Ooh, they're a sort.
Meaning what? Like it makes me think of the candy All Sorts.
You know? Sort, you know, like, they're a sort of beautiful.
Yeah, SORT.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, he's a sort, you know.
Yeah.
You know, he's fit. He's well fit. Fit, you know. And so he comes up with this, like, oh, it's a salty potato.
Yeah, she's a salty potato.
That's his thing, you know? And Reem was his thing, I think, too.
I don't know, yeah.
Reem might have been, you know, Reem means, like, oh, it's cool, it's great, you know? And Lang and all this kind of, like, he came up with this slang, you know?
But apparently he was only on The Only Way is Essex, like, just a few seasons, but I guess he was, like, the breakout star.
He was I mean, there's been a few on there. Gemma Collins is another one.
Oh, yeah.
She's like the female Joey Essex.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to her season of Celebs Go Dating yet.
And of course there's Arj as well. Arj!
But on this show, Celebs Go Dating, there's, I wouldn't call them hosts of the show. They're basically the, what would you say?
They're the dating
gurus.
Clients. They're the dating gurus. Yeah, they run the celebrity dating agency.
Yeah, Dominic's doing little quotation
marks because, you know, it's just all for the show, really.
Yeah.
They've got this receptionist called Tom Reed Wilson, who you freaking love.
I love
That's who you
him.
go, oh, his accent, is he putting that accent on? And it's like, no, he's not.
I'm obsessed with him. He's so good. Yeah, I looked up, and you can find there's articles about his accent, because it's just like other people have been like,
everybody likes his accent because he talks like that, doesn't he, darling?
Yeah, he talks. I told Dominic,
it's like a female Angela Lansbury.
I told Dominic he talks like what we in America think all British people talk like. Yes. You know, like, oh, it's lovely. It's just like, it's very over the top, like.
I was positively overwhelmed.
Yes.
And, he's another one who loves Joey.
He loves Joey. But he seems like he's the exact opposite of Joey. So
Yes.
It's really funny because he's very, like,
he's
theatrical,
refined.
very refined, very, like, super, super upper class, you would think. Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know that he is necessarily that, but that's the way the accent
I think he was
across.
trying to be an actor, but then, this came calling and,
Yeah. And it's money and it's TV.
It's money, it's TV, and he gets to be on TV and,
Yeah. So he's like
in a positive-looking role.
Yeah.
While everyone else is like, like Rob Beckett who narrates the show. I mean, that's what really makes these things, like Dating in the Dark and, Celebs Go Dating and stuff.
They all have it, don't they?
Most of them do. And, they have like a comedian guy, in this case, Rob Beckett, who narrates and interjects his own, like, witticism over it, which makes the show, because they don't really do that over here. They don't really have someone making fun of what's going on screen.
No, not so much. I mean, they did, I think, on Love Island, but again, Love Island came from Britain, so...
Love Island, forgot about that. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah. I saw a couple episodes of the American Love Island. I know people absolutely are crazy for the British Love Island, but I haven't seen any of that yet. Is that on Channel 4?
ITV, I think. Okay. That's another.
Well, we'll
ITV,
be able to look. We'll be able to look at ITV and everything with Surfshark, won't we?
Yes.
Yeah, Surfshark's really good, you guys. You should check it out. Again, not sponsored, although Surfshark, if you're listening.
Surfshark, if you're listening, lay it on us. Yeah, I mean, you've got like The Only Way Is Essex. I mean, Geordie Shore as well. Charlotte Crosby was in the. And she's like,
an episode of the Celebs Go Dating.
Well, yeah.
Or the season, yeah. The first
and of course,
season.
She's a loud Geordie lass.
Yeah. To me, I was saying she's like...
Why, aye, man.
Geordie Shore's version of Snooki, I think.
I think there's a
Jersey
few.
Shore.
I think they're all pretty much Snooki on Geordie Shore. But yeah, she's Brad!
Yeah.
Very, very loud and brash. Northern girls, like Charlotte Dawson as well, who's Les Dawson's daughter.
Yeah.
Loud, brash Northern girls who are like, oh, this is great TV, stick them with some guy and go on a date with him.
Yeah. And they did, so far we've seen a couple of Americans on the show. Like I said, Stephanie Pratt, but apparently she's
Jonathan Cheban is his name.
Oh,
it's from the Kardashians.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's another one who was on
one of the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh,
Melody?
Melody. Yeah, Melody Johnson. I don't know. And of course the Stodster, Courtney Stodden. Courtney Stodden. Yeah. Stodster.
Yeah. So I think we're only like three series in so far. We haven't even finished.
It's mostly British celebrities,
but it's mostly British people, that we Americans have never heard of.
And then they throw in a couple of like people from reality TV over here, and they're just like, "Oh, I don't know. Why does everybody say you know what I mean at the end of every sentence?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that though.
Fern McCann and her abscess.
Who's that?
Fern McCann.
Oh God.
Yeah. I mean, this is, you think it's trashy over here.
Yeah.
People who watch reality TV and think, oh, Jersey Shore, what a load of trash. You have not seen anything until you watch these shows.
The one.
And I mean, there's the thing with Channel 4 is they get away with the swearing.
Yeah.
They can swear as much as they like. And, it's not bleeped.
The one thing that annoys me after a while, though, is like, I understand it's just another show for these reality stars, it's just an extending their 15 minutes of fame, basically. But it is a dating show, so, like, I'm wanting them to find somebody that they like, I'm watching it, and I'm like...
She's not for me!
I'm like, oh,
she's not for me!
I'm like, oh, maybe this one, oh, they look like they got along, whatever, and they just don't end up with any of them. They never do. They're not interested, really. In most of these people that they're meeting on these shows. So that's a little bit frustrating for me, who's somebody who wants these people to find love. I'm like Tom.
Yes.
I'm like the receptionist.
You've got
Tom.
to find love, darlings.
Yes. But yeah, that's a really fun show. So if you guys are able to check that out, I would definitely recommend that one. Another one that we like, that we've seen before.
First Dates.
First dates, yeah,
that's a little bit more reined in, because it's just like, they have celebrity first dates too, but they have first dates which is just two people having a date in a restaurant in London, and it's filmed.
Yeah.
And, their conversation, and it's just kind of like, oh, would you like to go, and would you like to see me again? And
what I like about that one is it updates you and tells you whether they saw each other again or not.
Or, they go, oh, Becky's waiting for, Jack.
To call her back. Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun show. That one doesn't have the comedy. It does have a voiceover.
It has a voiceover, but it's like, Becky and Jack, and this is very much refined. It's not like Rob Beckett's like, oh, go mental, mate. Just like
yeah. So that's a fun show. If you do not have a VPN service like Surfshark, you can find some of those on YouTube.
You can find some of them on YouTube, but
or Dailymotion, I think.
Dailymotion, yeah. Someone's kindly uploaded them somewhere.
Probably the weirdest show that Dominic has, the weirdest dating show that he has on this list, is Naked Attraction.
Yes.
You guys can find people talking about it on YouTube. Basically, it's dating based on the naked body. Like, they don't even speak to the person.
They don't speak to the person. They don't see their face. It's just what happens.
It starts like at their toes.
It starts at their toes. He goes, "Oh, what do you think of the feet?
Feet
they have
and the
nice
legs.
Faces. Like, oh, it's all right.
The legs are a bit hairy. Don't know.
And it's just one person, and they're clothed. And the presenter goes, "Okay, we've got like 10 or 5 or whatever it is people," and they lift the thing, and you can see their toes. And go, "What do you think of their face?" "Oh, number 4. Okay, I'd like to see more of him." And then they go up to the knees or something, and then they go up to the freaking midriff, and you can see absolutely everything.
Yes,
because they've done like Americans react to Naked Attraction. They go, "Oh my god, you can see it! It's everything! It's just out there! Oh god, no!"
Yes, it's really a bizarre experience to watch at the first. But then it's
because we watched like the first season of it, because you were just like, what is that? What's all that about?
I think we saw it when we were in Britain, actually.
Oh, yes, that's it, yeah.
Yeah, and we were just like what in God's name is this?
What is this?
But then when you think
Who's
about
naked on my TV?
But then when you think about it, it's like, it's not really any more superficial than anything else,
No, it's actually like, are you going to go out with them based on how they look naked? Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting that part totally out of the way. So it's kind of weird, but it's kind of interesting. I would check that out if you can.
Naked Attraction, yeah.
But yeah, I think
Channel 4.
I mean, we could go on talking about this, obviously, but I think we've run out of time. So we should probably end it there. Yeah, did you have anything?
No, I had nothing else to add. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate your support as always. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will talk to you guys next time.
Talk to you next time, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.